Hello, everyone, and today I'm going to be talking about the opium poppy plant. Okay, so a little bit about the history of the opium poppy plant. I'm sure many of you have heard of the opium drug. So a little bit about it is that around 5,000 years ago, the opium poppy plant was used medicinally. And there was a large opium trade in the Mediterranean region and in the Asian region, particularly around China. Opium seeds are sliced open when they are not ripe and fluid runs out of them. And a fun fact that I read was that the opus word in Greek means juice. So you'll see in a couple slides up that there's a fluid that runs out of these opium seeds that they harvest. So the fluid is dried after they harvest it, and you have three important alkaloids, which are naturally occurring organic compounds, and the three that they harvest or extract are morphine, codeine, and papaverine. So morphine is used and has been used for centuries to help treat pain. And I'm sure this doesn't come to a shock to anyone. It's one of the strongest pain relieving medications and is often used to treat pain that other medications cannot relieve. I've worked as an EMT and as a CNA, and over my course of work, I've been able to see the positive effects that morphine has had on people who are in severe pain, in particular in end of life care. So, the opium poppy plant is very, very crucial for developing pain medication. So, morphine was also used as a treatment of heart failure before modern diuretics were made. And heroin and oxycodone are derivatives of opium. So heroin, of course, is a negative effect of the opium plant. But oxycodone is often given to people who are post surgeries or stuff like that to help manage pain. But once again, that can be misused as well, through crushing or through having multiple pills or more than what they're prescribed. So the botanical classification of opium, its genus is Papaver and its species name is Somniferum. The family is Papaveraceae, and it is also the family Poppy or poppies. So this is the best phylogenetic tree that I was able to find. So of course it's eukaryotes and it comes from plants, plantae kingdom. And just going down, you can see it's Magnolia phyta, and we actually just learned about these plants. And you'll see that it does resemble the opium poppy does resemble many magnolids that we learned about in class. So you can see it as you get into the species side of things that the sister group to it is the alpine poppy. So what that means is that the alpine poppy is most closely genetically related to the opium poppy, and that's what you're able to see from this phylogenetic tree is basically genetic similarities and classifications to basically see what's most closely related to each other. And that would be the alpine poppy to the opium poppy, which we're talking about today. Okay, so the structures of the opium poppy. So the seed, which you can see at this image, is that it's oozing. They cut it open and it's oozing that latex, is what they call it. And that's what they harvest to extract the chemicals that they want from it. So this image, I'll get my annotation out here. Um, this image, you can see in the center, this is your pistil region. So it has the ovary, the stigma style, and this is the female part of the plant. Now on the outside, you have your anther region and you have your filament right here. And this in total would be called the stamen. So anther, filament, and in total, this is called the stamen. This is the male part of the plant. So this is bisexual, which means that it can fertilize itself or self-pollinate. But it could also have another plant's pollen come into contact, so it could cross fertilize or cross pollinate. And then I'll delete these drawings. Okay, cool. So I'll move this and I'll annotate again. So this is a little bit more about the structure of the plant. So the leaf parts are in four, which is a very common characteristic of dicots. We learned that dicots are 4 and 5 petal parts. So this one has four, 1, 2, 3, and then 4. The leaves in this are lobed, which also have some teeth. So it has like some broad lobes, but it has teeth. So it's right here. The leaf arrangement is alternate, which you can really see in this region. So one comes off on this side, and then you go up a little ways, and another comes off. So it's alternate. The leaves are simple. It's just one big leaf. You don't have any pinnate leaf variation or anything like that going on. So very simple. And the flower has radial or actinomorphic symmetry, which basically says you can spin this around a central point right here. And you could split it up radially around that center. And I'm going to delete these drawings. All right. So a little bit to conclude here is, okay, so these plants are very useful, but they can be abused very easily as well. So which countries right now are able to legally grow opium plants to be distributed across the world for morphine production, oxycodone production, or any derivative of the opium plant? And these countries would be India, Turkey, Australia, and like I mentioned, is many great things have come from the opium poppy plant. Without this plant, we wouldn't have had morphine, and we wouldn't have been able to help many people who are suffering with great pain. And another thing is that this plant can also be misused, and we know that heroin is a big problem, as well as pain medication abuse with crushing oxycodone and snorting it or anything like that. So this plant is very relevant today, and I'm glad I was able to share a little bit about this plant with all of you. So thank you for tuning in.